one of them. So he said, my experience with Saddleback Eye Center has been awesome. At first, however, I was extremely skeptical about the whole procedure. After talking with Dr. Manger personally and also being helped and cared for by his kind staff, my skepticism quickly disappeared. I hope anyone who reads this and is skeptical really understands that this procedure will change your life for the better. Trust me when I say you're in good hands here, etc. So that's just one comment, but I think there's probably a lot of people that can relate to that. And we have people all the time that come in our office. The people that are honestly motivated to have surgery, to have LASIK surgery, and they can afford it, because that's an important part of it. But it's amazing to me. This is what's amazing. What's amazing is they come in, they go through the process, and we're going to go over this. It's a 2.5-hour exam. And so many people, over half of the people that come in, say, I trust you guys, I want the surgery, and I want it today. Before they ever meet me, that's what's interesting, before they ever meet me. So that tells me that my staff does an awesome job at communicating truthfully, and people get the general idea that they're genuine people, and that what they're saying is absolutely true. So we're going to share with you what we can over the next hour. We got a little bit of a late start. Apparently there was an accident on the freeway tonight, this morning, so we decided to start about 10 minutes late. So people coming from the north were having a hard time getting down here. So I'm going to have Stacy go ahead and start.
Okay, well, good morning. We're so glad you're all here. Just a couple things before we get started. If everybody could actually just scoot in, maybe leave a couple seats open on the end just in case anybody does come in late. They don't have to crawl over anybody to get to a seat. And then if you could also just turn your cell phones off just so you don't have any interruptions, that would be great. And we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. We're also going to be hearing from some of the guest speakers, like Dr. Manger said, who just recently had the procedure done here. And they're going to share their experience with us. So we look forward to that. But we'll go ahead and get started introducing our panel this morning. Starting with Dr. Wynn. Dr. Wynn is one of our staff optometrists, and he attended UC Berkeley for his undergraduate education, and then continued on to the Southern California College of Optometry. And he works very closely with Dr. Manger in our clinic, examining patients before and after their LASIK procedure. And he has been a member of the Saddleback Eye Center staff for over 20 years. And next I'd like to introduce Dr. Manger himself. He's the founder of Saddleback Eye Center, as well as our one and only LASIK surgeon. He graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy with a degree in math and nuclear science. And then he also has served as an officer aboard nuclear submarines for the U.S. Navy. And then he went on to medical school at USC, and after that he completed his internship and his residency at the Doheny Eye Institute, and he is a board-certified optometrist. He also is an expert in LASIK surgery. Industry reports state that there are 64 LASIK surgeons within Orange County, and Dr. Manger routinely performs 35% of all LASIK procedures within Orange County. And there is a reason why, primarily because of his superior outcomes, with 99.7% of his patients seeing 20/20 after their LASIK procedures, and the other 0.3% seeing 20/30 and are very happy with their vision. Nobody has ever lost their vision having LASIK with Dr. Manger. And he is considered to be the most experienced LASIK specialist on the West Coast, having personally performed over 74,000 LASIK procedures over the past 18 years. And it is hard to believe, but he also is the only LASIK specialist within California to have one office location and only one specialty, which is LASIK only. It's all he does, 5 days a week, 50 weeks out of the year is LASIK. Our practice is 100% committed to LASIK. It's all Dr. Manger does, 5 days a week, 50 weeks out of the year. Unfortunately, over 98% of the LASIK surgeons across the U.S. this year will only do about 3 to 4 LASIK procedures a month. Dr. Manger routinely performs 300 to 500 LASIK procedures each and every month right here at Saddleback Eye Center. So he is a leading authority in the world of LASIK, and you're in excellent hands with Dr. Manger. So we're going to go ahead, before we start hearing from our panel, we're going to actually hear from our guest speakers this morning. And and hear from Barb. Barb had LASIK here in March of 2014, and she was seeing 20/50 before she came in, and now she is seeing 20/50. Welcome, Barb.
Thank you. Well, my days of rummaging through the drugstore reading glasses, looking for a more powerful level, are all over thanks to Dr. Manger and Saddleback Eye Center. I had LASIK done in March, and in May I graduated in another state with my doctoral degree. And when I had the LASIK in March, and in May I graduated. But in April, I got a call, and they asked me to be one of the speakers for the doctoral students, which shocked me completely. And I do a lot of public speaking, so putting the glasses on, taking them off, putting them on, taking them off, and progressives did not work for me. So the day of graduation was amazing because I went up to the podium, and they had shown a video, and so it was completely dark. I mean, all I could see out there were shadows. And had I needed to put on reading glasses and take them off or look over them, which makes me look like a crabby old lady, which I am sometimes, it would have really been distracting and would have caused me some anxiety. So the day was perfect. I mean, I was so thankful that I didn't have to do that. I looked down at my notes, I could see the notes, and I didn't have to do that, and it was freeing, and I was really, really thankful that I made that choice. I didn't think I was a candidate, and I did have some fear, but I came down here and went through the seminar like you're doing, and I thought, I can't afford LASIK. I just can't do it. I just paid for a degree and, just getting started on some new things, but didn't know about care credit. And I have to say also, about a week before I came down here, I read a book called Platform by Michael Hyatt, and it was a book about the need to be, if you're going to succeed in business today, you have to understand social media, and you have to be able to wow people, genuinely wow them if you're going to be successful. So I come down here this next week, and I didn't know be wowed is all over the place, And I have to say, I was like, whoa, this is a real example of what this guy's talking about in the book, because I felt a genuine, authentic, caring, and energy from the staff, and that they really they knew what they were doing. There was a process, you went through. I was like, wow, they really understand, and it gave me the confidence. And then when I met, the Mother Teresa of LASIK here, I was really confident and it helped my anxiety. So thank you very much. And as I go out and go on some new ventures, I just want to encourage you to ask questions and take that step. Thanks.
Thank you. There's so many people come in our office, at least one person every day comes in and said, well, I had no idea that you guys had a solution for the reading glasses. I had great vision my whole life. I never thought about glasses till I got in my 40s and 50s, and all of a sudden I need these reading glasses, and I have 12 pairs of them all over the house. People kept telling me, including my eye doctor, told me we really don't have a good solution for that. Talk to Barb.
Okay, next we're going to hear from Dave. He had LASIK here on the 14th of May, and when he came to see us, he was 2,200, and now he's seeing 2015. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Dave. I'm 56 years old. I never wore glasses till I was 40. The day I turned 40, I had to have them. Soon went to progressives, prescription sunglasses. I had to wear them when I'm driving. I ride a motorcycle under my helmet. It was awful. The worst thing is, I'm a golfer. Well, you can't hit the ball with magnified glasses on. You'll just chunk. So I would have to put my glasses up here, hit the ball, and put my glasses on like this to see where the ball went. It was really super annoying. What motivated me to come here, my optometrist told me, quote unquote, you're screwed for life. LASIK won't work. You're just going to have glasses. Every time I go get glasses, it's $1,000. You get the progressives, you get all the coating and the sunglasses. It's just got ridiculous. Well, I have these two little multi-poo dogs, and one of them started bumping into things. I take him to the vet, and he's got cataracts. And the vet tells me, well, we can fix it. We can do an operation, and he'll regain 100% of his sight. So on the way home with the dog in the car, I hear the John and Ken commercial for Dr. Manger. And I don't know if you listen to John and Ken, but Ken strikes me as a serious wuss. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what, if he can do it, I can at least check on it. And so I decided to come down here and do it, and there was no way I was going to pay to have my dog's eye surgery before me, if I did it, okay? So I came down, I saw Dr. Manger, I went to the same seminar you guys are at right now. I ended up having the testing, and I was a candidate, and I ended up getting it done. And it was funny, after I got it done, it was kind of like going back in time. It was, all of a sudden, you know, you just feel younger, you don't spend all that time messing with your glasses. I was telling one of the ladies it was like when I woke up one morning and my two daughters were off to college, I look at my wife and go, wow, I remember this, I didn't see this coming. It was great. I ended up using the care credit, and believe it or not, it was so user-friendly, they didn't charge me any interest, and a couple weeks later I had my dog surgery done and I used the same care credit. I just called them up and they added on to it. So I was really surprised at what a small amount of time is actually spent doing the procedure. It was nothing like what I thought it was going to be. Dr. Manger and the staff were so nice, they made me feel at home. I didn't experience any anxiety or anything. It was all good. And like everybody else, you know, it's the best thing I ever did. I wish I would have done it earlier. Anyway, thank you.
So we had two speakers, and both of them were told that they weren't candidates for LASIK. Just put that in the back of your mind.
Okay, next we're going to hear from Greg. Greg had LASIK here on September 23rd, just recently, and his vision before was 20/60, and now he is seeing 20/25. Welcome, Greg.
Hi there. Good morning, everybody. I'm Greg, as you know. And I first heard about Saddleback from my brother about 8 months ago, who had the surgery. And he couldn't say enough good things about it. And so I decided to come check it out. I heard an ad on the radio, decided to come check it out, and came in. Because I'm diabetic, I had doubts that I could have it done. I'd been told by people that no, diabetics cannot have it done. I came in and did all the testing and everything, and they said, yes, I am a candidate. They told me diabetics can have it if you're in control. So I said, okay, let's do it. And I had it done that day, and boy, it is the best thing I ever thought. I could get rid of all those readers like you were talking about. I've got a dozen pairs all over the house, at work, in my car, and so it's fantastic. The staff here is unbelievable. I mean, from the minute I had my first call with Carol, she was just so helpful, and she actually drove me to the hotel in my car to spend the night and walk back, so I would have my car there. And so now today, I brought my wife, who's a big wuss when it comes to this kind of stuff, and she is so excited to have her meeting on Monday. She comes in for her testing, so I advise you all to take the jump and do it, because it's well worth it.
So you didn't need glasses probably till you were 40
Just
at
readers.
all.
And I was starting to get to the
When
point
did you
where
need readers? At what age?
50, and I just turned
so
60.
So you didn't need glasses at all in your whole life until
No,
you were 50
no.
years old.
And
Yeah,
those
it's a
readers were
classic
such
story.
a burden.
Yeah.
I hated them. So I'm glad to be rid of them now.
Yeah, and Greg had monovision, so he
Yes.
had one eye corrected for distance and one eye for reading, so he has the best of both worlds. And it sounds foreign when you first hear about it, but it's an extremely common thing, believe me. Now, it's not for everybody, but we'll get into it later and we'll describe it more later. But anyway,
Yeah.
it allows the person that's over 50 to have good up close and good distance without any glasses or contacts. And I'm the same way. I've had the surgery done many years ago. That's my distance eye, that's my reading eye. Actually, every single LASIK I've ever done for the last 18 years I've done with monovision. So,
And I was told that I couldn't have it done, so
I know,
I've
it
been
goes
spending
on and on.
years with this.
Well, thank you, Greg, so much. Okay, and the last speaker we're going to hear from is Mila. She was here on the 23rd of September, and her vision 7 years before was 20/40, and now she is seeing 20/20.
Come on up,
Welcome,
Mila.
Mila.
I'm beyond thrilled. just beyond thrilled. And there's a place for all those used glasses. We give them to the handicapped places, and
Lions.
they'll use them. So no worries about all the glasses that we've had. I have hundreds of pairs. I hated the glasses, so I bought the glasses that you couldn't see on you. Well, you couldn't see them when you put them down either. So that was constant, and then lose them. And they were, as you say, so expensive. I had no intention of coming for LASIK. I came with my boyfriend. He wanted it in the worst way. He ended up with cataracts, which really was good news. Not good news, but at least he knew what was going on for him. And so I said, well, of course I'm going to be checked, and I'm a candidate. So who knew? No more glasses. Beyond kind staff, wonderful staff. Please notice, none of them are wearing glasses. No one here wears any glasses. I got such a kick out of that. I'm very visual. I'm a photographer. I could see everything, but not clearly. And now the leaves on the trees and the flowers and birds and things that you just never saw, like the pictures down the hall. Oh. Between Dr. Manger and God, it works. When I reads, when I sees, God puts the brain together, and you see beautifully everywhere. I can't thank you enough. I never expected that I would have this. Never. And my new baby, I have a 6-month-old grandchild, and I get to see his eyelashes and see things that I never saw. I can see my makeup now. I never saw that either.
I can see my wrinkles.
Thank you so much. You're a godsend to everybody. 74,002 perfect operations. Oh, and they tell you that you're going to feel pressure. I kept waiting. I didn't feel much of anything. There was no pain. There was one thing of pain, and that's you've got to wear these goggles. And if you leave the hair, then you got to pull the tape off in the morning. That hurt. That was it. That was it. So now with the hairband, pull all the hair back. Now tape those to your eyes. No problem. Thank you once again. God bless you.
Thank you, Mary. Actually, all of our speakers that we had today were farsighted. It's kind of interesting because most LASIK surgeons kind of tend to steer away from farsighted patients because it's a little harder to figure it out exactly how to do it. But I've specialized in it for 18 years, and we certainly didn't plan to have 4 farsighted patients here, but it's kind of interesting, and most of 3 out of 4 have monovision. And as I said, we will describe later in the seminar what monovision exactly is, how you can adjust it.
Good morning, my name is Vanessa, the patient counselor here at Saddleback Eye Center, and this morning I'll be asking the panel a series of questions about LASIK, and then we'll also be going over the 3 biggest mistakes that people make when choosing a LASIK surgeon, and at the end of the seminar we'll also be taking you on a technology tour of Dr. Manger's technology suite. So I myself have had LASIK, as well as most of the staff members here and most of the staff members' family members as well. So we certainly understand the questions that are on your mind about LASIK. So the goal today is to give you as much information as we can to make you feel a lot more comfortable with your decision. So my first question is for Dr. Wynn. So I know that LASIK can correct my vision, but I don't understand how it works. So can you explain how LASIK is done?
Before we talk about LASIK, I will explain about the eyeball, how it works first. It works like a camera. When you look at the cross-section of the eyeball, there are 2 lenses in the front. Both of these lenses focus the picture onto the nerve in the back, just like a film in the camera, and that's sent to the brain. That's how we can see. Your distant vision controlled by the outside lens here, and your reading vision controlled by the inside lens. We talk about the outside lens first for distant vision. Now this outside dome, if you look at your watch, there's a little glass dome on top. That's the outside lens. If that outside lens is perfectly shaped, then you see at distance without glasses. If that dome is too steep up like this, then think come closer, you see it near but not at far, we will call you nearsighted. If that glass dome is too flat, then think focus way out there that you can't see, then we call that farsighted. And if it's not round, like a soccer ball, but it's more oval like a football, this curvature is different from that curvature. So the light enters the eyes of multiple curvature will split them. They got glare, they get halo, they get shadow. That's called astigmatism. So nearsightedness, farsightedness, astigmatism has to do with the shape of that front lens of yours. LASIK correct that lens right there. It make it round and make it to perfect shape so everything can focus in the right place. Dr. Menger does custom LASIK here, all laser LASIK, that involves 3 lasers. And he will go over each laser details for you. But basically the first laser would map the eyes. The second laser would make a little skin flat. We lift